You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Good morning. It is Tuesday. For many of you, it might feel like Monday if you were off yesterday.
Right. So some of you, it's your Monday. So welcome to this Monday/Tuesday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. February 20th, John Scalzi is fresh off a nice tour with the Girl Scouts yesterday, John. Nice job.
Oh, yes, it was lovely having them in the studio.
I bet it was.
And are there any Thin Mints hidden in the studio that we need to know about? Because we will find them.
Not one, no. But I'm sure there are plenty available at your local grocery store as you walk in the door. But I tell you, warm yesterday. Holy cow, broke a 100-year record. 100-year record, yeah, and 87 degrees may hit that or exceed it today as well. In fact, over the next 3 days, we have a chance of being warmer than record temperatures. Nothing in the way of any kind of problems with your morning commute. No fog or rain to speak of. So everything is looking pretty good across the entire state. Actually, visibility is more than 10 miles everywhere. For today, again, a warm one, well above average, coming in probably around 87 degrees or so. And you know what? Could be even warmer tomorrow. Talk about all about it coming up in a few.
Wow, summer is here. All right, thank you. Checking traffic right now. Really smooth right now in Manatee County. No problems there. Farther south into the northern half of Sarasota County, no issues yet this morning. Checking farther south, looking all good in our South County region. 502 right now. We'll take a peek right now outside at the University and 301 area, where this is one of the busiest spots in town right now. Not too much to speak of. We'll check on that with our live camera throughout the morning right here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Lawmakers in Florida are feeling the pressure today to consider new gun laws in the wake of last week's high school shooting.
Survivors of the massacre in Broward County are taking action this morning. ABC's Arlette Sines tells us what they're doing.
Jamie Gutterberg, 14 years old.
The names of the 17 students and teachers killed at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas rang out at candlelight vigils across Florida. A day of remembrance and activism.
Enough is enough.
From a grassroots rally in Los Angeles to a lie-in protest at the White House. One teen holding a sign, "Am I next?"
This is a student movement.
Today, 100 Stoneman Douglas students take their crusade to Florida's capital.
And hopefully we can all make a change there and talk to representatives and get our word across to everyone.
The teenagers will push lawmakers to enact tougher gun laws.
We are resilient to make a change because there's so much grief in this community, and my friends and I with Never Again, we're turning our grief into political action.
A new ABC News Washington Post poll found most think stricter gun laws would have prevented the Parkland shooting. 77% think better mental health treatment would have kept it from happening. Yesterday, the suspected shooter, Nicholas Cruz, appeared in court, head bowed, his eyes fixed to the ground. A source familiar with the investigation tells ABC News Cruz had access to 10 guns, 7 which he legally purchased, including an AK-47 and the AR-15 allegedly used in the massacre. That same ABC News Washington Post poll found the country is still split over whether assault weapons should be banned. Arlette Sines, ABC News, Washington.
Sarasota County schools are taking several actions in hopes of improving safety and security following last week's tragic shooting in Broward County. On Monday, the school board called an emergency executive session to brainstorm some ways to increase safety and security. Now, the district also put out a call to parents and students to get their feedback. All of this while school board chairwoman Bridget Ziegler and principal of the year Dr. Rachel Shelley head to Tallahassee to be a part of the school safety task force that is headed up by Governor Rick Scott.
Local leaders around the state are having these similar conversations like we are here in Sarasota County, and then filtering that back up to the state level. Those are the things that I think you'll be able to see immediate action.
Now, Manatee County will also have representatives from the school district in Tallahassee this week. School district officials say they are enforcing new operating procedures and continuing to make sure doors, gates, and locks are all secure throughout the school day.
Governor Scott will meet with state and local leaders to discuss ways to keep students safe. That includes school safety improvements and keeping guns away from people with mental illnesses. The governor organized 3 workshops in Tallahassee with the Department of Education, the Department of Children and Families, and the Florida Sheriffs and Police Chiefs Association. Sarasota County School Board Chair Bridget Ziegler, who you just saw, will be at the education workshop today.
Well, since last week's shooting, there have been dozens of copycat threats all across the country. And here in Manatee County, officials are still dealing with threats toward multiple schools. The district sent out a robocall yesterday warning parents and students about a threat toward Braden River Middle School. The school district spokesperson says that threat was made on social media, but did not report any additional details. So far, no arrests have been made, but that threat is still being investigated.
We're learning more about a threatening social media post against Riverview High School. The school's principal sent out an update to parents regarding a threat released on Saturday. The robocall and then email states the sheriff's office is in contact with the student in question, and that student will not be at school today, but school will continue as planned.
And of course, ABC 7 is following these stories closely for the latest developments in school safety and school closures. You can check out our app. You can find it under WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store. Well, happening today, redevelopment projects for a local Sarasota community are continuing. Newtown is welcoming a new business that's expected to help revitalize that area.
Our Marla Spence joins us now live in Newtown with a look at what that project is and how it's expected to help the community. Marla?
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, I'm live in Newtown, and this is the area that the groundbreaking for a new Newtown business is expected to happen this morning. Now, it's a newer restaurant called Miss Susie's, and it's all a part of the redevelopment program right here in the Newtown area. The restaurant will not only serve as a place for people to come and dine, but it's also, it'll be a hospitality training ground for people as well in the Newtown area. Now, I spoke to a man in this area who lives here, and he tells me that this is all paying homage to one woman who used to live in the Newtown area. Coming up at 5:30, we're going to hear his take on this new business and the redevelopment plan for the Newtown area. Reporting live in Sarasota, Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you, Marla. 5:07. Don't try this at home. Villagers in China danced on molten iron fireworks to celebrate the Chinese New Year. The molten iron was heated to almost 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit before being launched into the air by 20 artists. Villagers then performed the dance wearing just shorts and cloth hats to protect themselves. Traditionally, the performance is held to pray for a good harvest and safety. Well, here's a story they hope was caught on camera. Somebody got away with a Picasso print worth $50,000. It was taken last Friday from an art appraisal gallery in Milwaukee. The piece, Torero, is number 9 of 30 in existence. The owner of the shop says he doesn't think the thief knows what they got away with.
We've never had tags up. We've never had prices up, not even identifying the artist. So somebody maybe just got lucky.
The gallery does not have surveillance cameras, but the owner says he hopes a camera across the street captured the thief. Well, the holiday season is long gone, but retailers are already getting their first picks at next season's most popular toys. The 115th North American International Toy Fair kicked off in New York City this week, and it's the first time a lot of these toys are on display. Now, it's not open to the public, but we're told that there is already a noticeable trend going on.
We're seeing a lot of fun trends this year at Toy Fair. One of them we're dubbing millennial nostalgia. So there are so many millennial parents out there right now, and they're loving toys that remind them of their childhood.
Think of trends like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're bringing back Polly Pocket, and even things like Shrinky Dinks are making a comeback this year. John Scalzi, big fan of Shrinky Dinks.
I love that. Everything old is new again. Sometimes I think they run out of ideas and they just redo some stuff, but I love seeing that stuff.
Isn't that true?
My girls played with Polly Pockets. I was a big fan of that.
Did they really?
They did, yeah. I might actually still have some of that stuff.
Well, bring them in.
Time to get on eBay.
Up next, First Alert traffic and weather, and it's one of life's new conveniences. We'll compare the latest grocery delivery services that are available right now on the Suncoast.
And coming up a little later in the hour, a trip from Washington, D.C. to New York City in less than 30 minutes is one step closer to reality. We'll have that for you.
And speaking of Washington, D.C., chilly out there this morning. Here's a live shot of the nation's capital. Pretty shot of the rotunda at 5:10. You are watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
The Girl Scouts were in the studio yesterday. They came in working on their safety badge and wanted a little lesson in meteorology. And I'll tell you, this is Girl Scout Troop 10. And my goodness, what a wonderful group of young ladies. Brilliant questions, smart minds, absolutely fantastic. Shout out to you this morning, Girl Scout Group 10. Thanks for coming in. Local temperatures across the region. Temperatures generally running in the upper 60s to near 70 most everywhere. It's a warm start to what will end up being a very warm afternoon, no doubt about that. 70 Lakewood Ranch, 70 in Bradenton, 70 in Sarasota already, 71 in Venice, 70 in Inglewood. How warm is that? We forget, but the average daytime high temperature at this time of year is 73. So we're almost at our normal daytime high. 70 degrees the air temperature with a dew point of 68. East-southeast wind comes in at 10. That east-southeast wind again will be strong enough to kind of keep the sea breeze pretty close to the coastline. Not much in the way of any kind of cloud cover headed our way, so plenty of sunshine around the region. That sunshine will again help boost our temperatures well up into the 80s. In fact, we'll go with 87 as a daytime high again today, which again would break a record. I posted on my website, John Scalzi, ABC 7, the records for the next several days, and I think they're all in jeopardy. They really are. Over the course of the next 3 days, we have a chance of breaking at least one of those records, and I think today will be a day where our record high for the day is 85, and there's no reason why we won't exceed that. Few scattered showers down in the southern tip of the state. Winds generally out of the east. Hour by hour through the day, you'll see those winds shifting more to the southeast. The sea breeze trying to make it onshore, but having a hard time doing that. And so consequently, we keep our temperatures very warm this afternoon. Few scattered showers down in the southern tip, as I mentioned. Not much of a chance of them making it into our area. We had a few scattered showers around yesterday in areas of Lee County and Charlotte County, but more like sprinkles than anything else. I think today, we'll put in a silent 10% chance of an isolated shower, but don't look for much rainfall over the next several days. That is not the case back to the west. My goodness, are they going to be inundated with heavy rains. Flood watches up through parts of the Midwest down into areas of the Arklatex. We'll watch these showers and thunderstorms progress eastward, but a big ridge of high pressure sitting out in the Atlantic will block that system from ever bringing us any cooler air, so we remain very warm. East wind shifting to the southeast at about 10 knots. Should be a light chop out there on your bay and inland waters. Today 87, tomorrow maybe 89 degrees. Then the day after 87, again a record-breaking temperature if it comes to be. And then we start to moderate the temperatures a little bit, but even into the weekend with temperatures in the lower 80s, that's still way above average. Back to you.
That is a beautiful forecast. Thank you so much, John Scalzi. It is 5:16. Let's head over to your first alert traffic. It is looking very clear out there this morning. None of that fog or congestion to really worry about. Everything's looking good in Manatee County. If you're heading into North Sarasota County, those roads are looking pretty smooth out there this morning. Just a little blip right there on Clark Road near 41, but not too much out there. And if you're heading into South County, again, those roads are pretty clear, congestion-free this morning as well. And if you're heading a little farther south toward Venice and that area, those roads are looking pretty clear out there as well this morning. 5:16, that is your first alert traffic.
There are more ways than ever to avoid having to leave your home.
That's right, from work-at-home jobs to movie streaming services, you never have to leave the comfort of your pajama pants. Now, with so many new grocery delivery options here on the Suncoast, we decided to compare the latest. They may save you time, but do they save you money?
Gone are the days of having to work up the energy and enthusiasm for that weekly trip to the grocery store. Now, why not let the groceries come to you instead?
I mean, you don't have to get dressed, you don't have to get in the car, you don't have to deal with traffic, and especially if you have other people at home who try to mess with your grocery bill, like a spouse or children, you can all stay at home. You don't have to worry about bringing them along with you and having them adding things to your cart and adding to your bill.
Less spontaneous things added to your bill and having it delivered right to your house will save you money in those ways. But if you do go with one of the new delivery services, they will cost you some. First, the newest here on the Suncoast is the Shipt app, which delivers Publix, ABC Liquors, and now Target.
So for Shipt, you're looking at a 2-month trial before you need to sign up for an annual service, and you can do that by month, $14 a month, or $99 annually, and that covers you for unlimited orders as long as they're above $35. So this delivery service is not going to be great if you forgot one thing and you don't want to run back out to the store. It's going to be good for those bigger orders and those bulk orders.
Next, another new one to the area, Instacart. This one has an even wider variety of stores that you can choose from in the area. Pharmacies, liquor stores, even pet stores. You can choose between an annual membership or per delivery fee.
If you are not a member, you're going to pay between $6 and $12 per delivery, and that depends on time of day, the store that you're working with, and maybe even the distance. If you're going to be a member, you're going to pay $149 a year, and that's for deliveries of $35 or more, and that will cover you for any store that's available in your area.
And finally, if you don't want to pony up delivery fees, but still don't want to hit those grocery aisles, Walmart does have their free same-day curbside delivery service. You still order your groceries online, but you drive to the store itself where they have a designated area that you simply pull into, and they load up your groceries right there for you.
I am a big fan of that. I do like those services. And the other flip side of that too is that Shipt, you can actually be a delivery person. So not only is it making convenience, if you're looking for a part-time job, you can be a driver for some of those services.
You drive around town, you see so many delivery services, more than just florists these days.
Oh yeah, you can do your restaurant delivery service, your grocery delivery service, your dry cleaning service. I mean, you literally never have to leave home again. It's not a bad gig.
What are we coming to? Right. Can we do our newscast from home?
Right, in our pajamas.
We'll have to live together first.
That's coming tomorrow.
Oh, wait, what?
That's probably not going to happen. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a new study says that most people agree money isn't everything. We're going to show you what employees are now looking for in a new job.
And next half hour, people are taking action before lawmakers to combat gun control. We'll show you some of the drastic measures they're taking. Stay with us, but first, back to a busy spot on the Suncoast, University Parkway and 301. Long red light right now. That's not too far from the SRQ airport. and the county lines between Manatee and Sarasota. It's 5:20, and you're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
This holiday season, show a little imagination. For her, how about a visit to the spa or an evening at a fine restaurant? For him, it could be a round of golf on a world-class course or gear from the pro shop. You'll find these gifts and more at rtjgolf.com/gift cards. RTJ gift cards and resort cards are easy to wrap and never go out of style. Whether it's a good drive, a great steak, or relaxation at the spa, find it at rtjgolf.com/gift cards.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
This is how it looks right now as we speak in New York City, where it's 50 degrees and cloudy. This is Columbus Circle. Busy spot right there. They'll see a high there of 64 degrees. We'll see a high of 87 today here on the Suncoast. That again is a live picture from the nation's largest city. There's our respective Facebook pages. Make sure you stop by and like the page. When you get a chance, we update daily content. I took a picture of John Scalzi's visiting Girl Scout troop yesterday. I think he should print that and blow it up. Tell me what you think. It's on his page and my page right now. And there's our Instagram page as well. Also, one of the viewers sent us a nice sunset over the Manatee River. Gray Shim sent this to me yesterday, so thank you, Gray, for that photo of the sunset over the Manatee River. Beautiful shot. We'd love to see pictures from you right here on Good Morning Suncoast. Stephanie?
All right, thanks, Ray. Well, you've heard the saying, money isn't everything. Well, it may just be true according to a new survey. About 75% of professionals surveyed expect their next job to be at a different company. And they say that cash isn't the only big deal. According to the recruitment firm Selby Jennings, it's because both employees and employers have more choices than they've ever had.
Unemployment's at historic lows. The access to information about different opportunities more widely available than ever, and there is a true war for talent out there for the absolute best people.
Now, the majority of those surveyed say they will look at the whole package before accepting a new job and not just the cash. Turns out things like the company culture, the environment, diversity, and inclusion are all factors that are much more important than ever before. Well, there's Craigslist, there's the Facebook Marketplace, and there's other consignment apps that are popular options to get rid of all your old stuff and for finding some great secondhand steals. But meeting up with a stranger to buy or sell an item can come with some scary consequences, and it isn't always safe because these websites don't come with a lot of regulation. Now, that's why some cities are actually coming up with ways to combat that by creating safe zones.
We have cameras that capture the transaction, so if something were to go wrong, nothing's going to be 100%, but at least we have video of the person, the car, the tag.
And what's very interesting too is that a lot of these have these new places like they want to give you tips like don't wait until dark. Make sure that you bring somebody, and if you can't bring somebody, at least tell somebody where you're going. Conduct those transactions during the day as well. Make sure that everybody knows what's going on in your transaction and what time you're expected back. And the most important thing, Always trust your gut instinct.
Well, Sarasota Police Department, they allow you to come and make transactions in their lobby.
Yeah, see, those are some of the safe zones that we've been talking about. That's a great idea.
Certainly is,
Makes
very
it
helpful.
A little safer.
Right.
Well, a 29-minute trip from D.C. to New York may seem too good to be true, but not to Elon Musk.
Here he goes again. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bite, a big step towards super-fast travel between New York and D.C.
It's the work of a company headed by Elon Musk. He says the so-called Hyperloop will take travelers between the two cities in just 29 minutes.
Right now, it'll take you about 4 hours. A newly issued permit allows for building preps at one site in D.C.
Some Apple workers are in a world of pain because of the company's new headquarters.
Yeah, Apple's Spaceship Campus has the world's largest panels of curved glass. And reports say at least 7 employees have been injured because they're walking into the glass. No comment from Apple or those employees. And now Alexa can be part of your family fun night. The Amazon Assistant has incorporated into a board game called When in Rome.
The Echo device teaches players rules, tracks the score, and will even ask you questions.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by GE Appliances.
At GE Appliances, our washers come with a "I have bigger things to worry about than how much detergent I'm using" feature. Hey, Dad, are you done?
Yep, I already filled the detergent tank, so we should be good for a month or 2.
Great. I'm just gonna wash my costume.
I thought you were going as a koala.
Sexy koala.
A smart washer that auto-dispenses detergent for any size load.
Koalas aren't sexy.
Another way we make good things for life.
This is food made to sit down for. Slow down for. Put the phone away and use a knife and fork for. And with Panera Catering, it's food worth sharing. Panera, food as it should be.
Manolo, you're so cold. Come in. What's wrong?
It's dry.
Your scalp might get dry in the winter too. Try Head & Shoulders Dry Scalp Care. It nourishes the scalp and keeps you up to 100% flake-free. Head & Shoulders Dry Scalp Care.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook. Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a missing Bradenton girl found safe where her family says she was.
I'm live in Newtown where the groundbreaking for a new redevelopment project will be happening this morning. What that project is and how it's expected to help people who live right in Newtown is straight ahead.
Is the right to own this weapon more important in someone's life?
And a new trend among some gun owners is going viral. We'll show you how some are showing support to the Broward County shooting victims. Those stories, weather, and traffic right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Good morning to you on this Tuesday morning, February the 20th. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins in a bit of a hot spell right now.
I am loving this weather. It's so beautiful. These are the kind of things that you might, screenshot your friends and then send them up north where it's a little less
They
warm.
get very defensive about that.
do.
Now, I love the hot weather too, but you know who doesn't love the hot weather? John Scalzi.
John Scalzi.
No.
Oh,
is he a cold weather guy?
I don't know. I don't mind. So long as the humidity is low, which is what it is right now. I'm just a little concerned about if it's this warm now, what's it going to be like in 3 months, you know?
That's true.
That's what kind of
1,000.
running in, something like that, right, to bake your pizza outside. We're looking at some pretty quiet conditions for your commute this morning. That's the good news. Taking a look at the Cortez Bridge webcam, put it into motion. No fog this morning, so that is not an issue. In fact, I don't think fog is going to be an issue for the rest of the week. The dew points are still warm, but the temperature is so far above the dew point that chance of fog is just not happening. Visibility is over 10 miles everywhere you go this morning, so that's nice to see. As far as the daytime high goes, it is going to be warm. We're looking at 87 as a forecast high today. It's hard for me to put that out there because it's so far above some long-standing records. Yesterday, we beat the 100-year record and came in with 87 degrees. So probably no reason we won't do it again today. Back to you.
Wow. All right. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic, pretty quiet so far in Manatee County. Check farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota County. A little blip there on Bee Ridge in the westbound lane as you head away from the interstate. Also Clark Road in the eastbound lane. You can still see it there as you head toward the interstate. Farther south, nothing much to speak of, and the Northport Venice area all clear right now. We'll show you a live picture though as we speak at the University Parkway and 301 intersection. A busy spot there once the morning rush begins. That's how it looks right now at 5:33 on this Tuesday morning.
And happening today, Newtown is welcoming a new business that is expected to help revitalize that area.
Our Marla Spence joins us from Newtown with a look at what that project is and how it's expected to help the community. Marla?
Thanks, guys. You know, things are moving and shaking for the Newtown area. This is the spot where a groundbreaking will be happening today for this business called Miss Susie's. Now, that restaurant is expected to sit right here on Martin Luther King Way. It's Newtown's newest business, and it's all a part of Newtown's redevelopment project that's been in the works for some time now. The restaurant will not only serve as a place for people to come out and dine and enjoy, but also a place where hospitality training will also happen for people who live right in this area. We spoke to one Newtown resident, and he tells us this new business is also paying homage to one Newtown woman he knew growing up, and this is what he had to say about the new redevelopment.
Well, it's needed. The redevelopment is needed, but folks are doing things that want to tear down things and not preserve them. And she was one of the, I guess, matriarchs of the community.
Now, that woman that is known as Miss Susie is also called Aunt Susie throughout this community. People who I spoke to earlier yesterday, they tell me that they're pretty excited to see homage being paid right here to that woman. The groundbreaking for this restaurant is expected to start at 11 o'clock this morning, and this is where city leaders will be out here for that groundbreaking. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. The Manatee County Commission is considering changing the way it charges fees for construction. Like Sarasota adopted 2 years ago, they're considering a more flexible mobility fee, according to the Herald Tribune. The county currently charges people depending on the amount of, quote, major road capacity it's expected to use. Now, this afternoon, the commissioners will discuss the topic and make a decision. Unless commissioners decide otherwise, transportation impact fees are scheduled to increase in April.
Stay in control of your news. You can customize what news you want to see on our app, whether it's local, state, or all of the above. Just download our app by searching WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store.
Well, the family of a missing Manatee County girl tells us she has been found safe. Jalissa Shannon's grandfather told ABC 7 that she was staying at a cousin's house after being reported missing. Now, her mother reported her missing after she left home on Sunday night. Her family says they were relieved to learn that she was safe after receiving that text message from her just before 6 o'clock last night. And of course,
feeling a whole lot better, you know, now that we did hear from her texting my oldest granddaughter, and I'm just glad to hear about it, and I'm hoping soon that she'll be home.
Now, Jalissa is the sister of 13-year-old Janessa Shannon, who went missing back in July but was later found murdered weeks later. Her father is charged with aggravated child abuse and first-degree felony murder. He remains in jail without bond.
An 11-year-old girl from Orlando is safe this morning after being abducted by someone she met on her PlayStation game. Investigators say she and her suspected abductor, John Burns, were tracked down at a hotel near Macon, Georgia. There he is. They say Burns began communicating with the girl through PlayStation games, posing as a teenage girl. He also talked to her on the phone before driving down from Illinois to meet her. Investigators found them by tracking the girl's cell phone and using some information from her mother as well.
Her mother had given us information in reference to a particular individual she was chatting with, and that's kind of what drew us in that direction.
Investigators say the girl wasn't physically harmed and was reunited with her parents in Orange County on Sunday night. Charges are still pending against Burns, who is now being held in Georgia.
And a Vermont teen is facing charges after police say he threatened to shoot up his former high school. The police department there was alerted to the threat on Wednesday, the same day of the Florida school shooting. But when police confronted him, he denied it. Then a couple days later, they were alerted again of a text message that he had sent to a friend saying he supported the shooting in Florida 100%.
They put aside everything else to say, I think there's a problem. And based on that, allowed law enforcement to intervene and avert a potential disaster.
Now, that 18-year-old faces charges of aggravated attempted murder, attempted first-degree murder, and attempted aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now, those making threats to local schools on social media can be charged with a second-degree felony, according to Florida statutes.
Another group of Florida teens is making their voices heard, fighting for an end to gun violence in different cities across the state. Students and teachers from Stoneman Douglas High School in Broward County and surrounding schools gave emotional pleas in Delray Beach, begging government officials to take action. A survivor of the shooting shared his family account of last week's deadly attack at the school, saying his mother waited across the street from the school on Wednesday, thinking the worst.
I would like to ask every politician how they would feel if their child didn't get to go home. How they would feel if they didn't get to enjoy another meal with their children, and how they would feel if they never got to see their child grow up and live a wonderful life.
The fight against gun violence has traveled across the country now, with hundreds of people in Los Angeles hosting a rally last night as well.
The debate over gun laws is heating up following last week's deadly school shooting. But one gun shop owner in Washington state is doing more than just talking. He wants lawmakers to raise the age of sales of long guns from 18 to 21 years old.
Emotionally mature enough to handle it, okay? They need to be 21 to get an AR-15, I'm sorry.
He's already gotten a lot of backlash for his opinions, but he says he isn't backing off. Instead, he's doubling down. He's changing his store policy, no longer selling the long guns to anyone under 21 years old unless they've been trained in the military.
Some assault rifle owners are literally destroying their own guns in response to the mass shooting last week, and they're taking to social media to prove it. In their messages, they say they don't want to sell their guns because they don't want them to get in the wrong hands. Even though they do enjoy shooting their rifles, they see a problem they want to address.
This is literally the only thing that I can think of, is just to have fewer guns in this world.
I've decided today I'm going to make sure this weapon will never be able to take a life.
This Facebook post is also going viral, of a man in South Florida signing over his assault rifle to the Broward County Sheriff's Office. In the post, he says, "No one without a law enforcement badge needs a rifle like this."
Now, today is the last day to register to vote in the elections coming up in March. Sarasota residents that want to say in the school district decision, millage, LBK, and holiday parks must register today. That election will take place on March 20th. For more information on how and where you can register, just head online to mysuncoast.com. Now, in order to vote in the school district, millage, LBK, and other elections, you can register there online as well.
Starting this week, you don't have to wait till the weekend to shop at the Farmers Market in Sarasota. You can visit the vendors at the Rosemary Sunset Farmers Market at Cityside starting this Thursday evening. It's led by the Sarasota Farmers Market. It'll be held every Thursday from 5 to 8 through mid-April. You can find it in the Rosemary District at the intersection of Coconut Avenue and May Lane. It'll be similar to the weekly farmers market downtown with local produce, food, and music. It worked downtown. Maybe it'll work there as well.
I love it. I'm so obsessed with local farm markets. You can get the best vegetables, best canned goods, some of the things that you will never be able to find in any stores.
Yeah, we go every weekend. Erin fills up her bicycle basket. It's like a scene from a Norman Rockwell painting.
Very nice,
nice?
very nice, very nice.
Still ahead, first alert, traffic and weather, and a list of alternative dog foods you can buy after a massive recall last week.
And Drake gave away how much money? We have that story. You won't believe it when we come back.
Here's a live picture of the Tennessee Aquarium.
All right, there it is. A lot of things going on in Washington, D.C. We will have the Tennessee cam for you later on, but we're switching up to Washington. A lot of important conversations going on there this week when it comes to those gun control laws as well. It is 5:42, and you are watching Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Thousands of award-winning Honda SUVs are on sale from $189 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You've got to see these SUVs. Get a surprisingly spacious 2018 HR-V, $189 a month, or step up to Pilot for $289 a month with available seating for 8. Plus, we have Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, the 2018 CR-V, and Ridgeline, a car and driver's 10 best. All on sale for up to $3,805, less than the competition at your local Honda dealer.
I actually started playing the game at 11 years old, so I started a little bit later than most players. But I was actually raised on Fighting Joe. The value here at Robert Trent Jones is unsurpassable. I mean, I have looked to other places. I've traveled all the way across the country. Everything is perfect as far as everything is the golf course, the rolling of the greens. Everything that I've encountered has just been absolutely incredible. And for the money that you spend, for the value that you actually get, it is unsurpassable. I'd recommend it for anybody.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Oh, Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking an experienced broadcast engineer to provide technical support for all broadcast equipment. TV broadcast background required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply. Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So temperatures across the region are generally hugging the 70-degree mark everywhere we look. We've got 69 degrees, Mayaca City. Lakewood Ranch coming in at 69, Bradenton at 69, and then Parrish coming in at 69 as well. Then beyond that, 71 Longboat Key, 70 in Sarasota, 70 in Venice, and 71 in Inglewood. So some pretty warm temperatures to start the morning out there. Dew points are a little bit higher this morning, coming in at 68, but I think we'll probably watch those maybe decrease just a little bit. The southerly component to our easterly wind is the reason that the dew points have risen just a little bit. Coming in at about 10 miles per hour, that's pretty breezy to start off the morning, and I think we'll watch that kind of keep the sea breeze pushed pretty close to the coastline so that, again, the effectiveness of the sea breeze will be reduced by the fact that it's not allowed to penetrate very far inland. A little bit of cloud cover across the region, mostly to the south where there are some scattered areas of light drizzle in pockets down there. I don't think we'll see a lot of that around here. We'll have a lot of sunshine to start the day, and that sunshine will rapidly raise our temperatures from the 70s, where they are now, more or less, near 70, to about 87 is a daytime high by 3 p.m. Very warm indeed. It'll probably break a record again today. The record for today is 85. I've posted about 4 days worth of records on my Facebook page, John Scalzi ABC7, and I think on any particular day over the next 3 days, any of those records could be in jeopardy. We broke a record yesterday, so did Tampa. I think records will be broken again today. 76 degrees by about 7 p.m. Then as we head into midnight, we'll drop down into the 70s. Maybe overnight a little bit of haze, but shouldn't be a big fog issue with the overnight low coming in around 69. A few scattered showers, as I mentioned, down in the southern part of the area as we head through the noontime hour. I think our winds will start moving a little bit more out of the due south, and we'll try to see a little bit of a sea breeze form, but we're not going to see much as we head into tomorrow morning. I think we're looking at a pretty nice start to the day, but again, on the warm side. Scattered showers down in the southern tip of the state where the moisture is a little bit thicker. The general southeasterly wind flow visible, evident by the motion of the radar returns. We're not going to see a whole lot of rainfall here for the next several days, but that's not true in parts of the country. A low pressure area and a frontal boundary moving down into Texas with some cold air back behind it is producing a storm system that will impact the nation in a big time way. Flooding rains possible from the Ohio Valley all the way back toward the Arklatex, and then back behind that some significant snowfall totals as this low moves off to the north and to the east and pulls this cold front through the area. We will not see any of that cold air. High pressure will remain our dominant weather feature. Lots of sunshine, no rain, and abnormally, maybe record-breaking warm afternoons with that southeasterly wind blowing. Thunderstorm outlook keeps the thunderstorms, as I mentioned, toward the center of the country, and the rainfall totals pretty impressive. We'll show you that in the next hour. Not much in the way of any kind of thunderstorms around the state of Florida for the next several days. East wind turning to the southeast at about 10 knots, bringing you a light chop in the forecast for the next several days. Looks like this. Here we go. 87 today, 89 possibly tomorrow, 87 the day after. Then maybe we'll start to cool a little bit on the days after that. But I'll tell you what, even then, we'll still be well above average by about 10 degrees as we head into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic this morning. Starting to get a little congestion if you're heading into downtown Bradenton for work or just running some errands this morning. Otherwise, everything in Manatee County is looking pretty smooth out there this morning. Now, we do have one little glitch to tell you about in North Sarasota County. It's right there on Clark Road and almost the interchange of that and 75. A little bit of a slowdown there. If you're heading into South County, those roads are looking pretty congestion-free this morning. And if you want to head a little bit farther south toward the Venice area, as well as Tarpon Point, those roads are pretty clear this morning as well. Not too much there, not too many construction projects going on, so you should have a pretty good commute this morning. That is your first alert traffic. Well, in this hour's Health Smart.
In the wake of a dog food recall, some options you should know about. An investigation by a Washington, D.C. TV station found pentobarbital, which is a euthanasia drug, in several brands of dog food. The FDA then launched its own investigation with the same results. Now, Smucker's is the owner of almost all the brands in question. It just announced a withdrawal of its products from store shelves. The products include Gravy Train, Kibbles and Bits, Skippy, and Old Roy lines of canned food.
I think that they're getting their food from sources that probably are not reputable either, and that's why you're getting the euthanasia solution in there, because it's coming from the animals that have been euthanized.
Well, Purina is one of the brands that veterinarians recommend the most. Others are Iams, Eukanuba, Science Diet, and Hills, because they are the leaders in research and development for the pet food industry.
Anything you guys want in the store is free.
How about that? Drake had nearly $1 million budget for his latest video called God's Plan, so he gave some away. Some $30,000 in groceries, $50,000 to a college student, and more to people all over Miami. On Instagram, Drake later called it the most important thing he's ever done in his career. I wish we had been there that morning.
I love it. He went into grocery stores, literally told people that were in there. He got on the megaphone, said, load up your cart, whatever you buy, I'm paying for it. Can you imagine that?
No.
What an amazing thing.
Yes.
Get it back.
All right, now let's have some fun. Let's take a peek at the Tennessee Aquarium. The penguin cam is up and running in Chattanooga. We could watch this on an endless loop all day.
Yeah, can we just leave this out in the studio? Let's just watch this. This is just a happy place.
Don't tempt our viewers. They'll say, put the penguins back on. We've got local news headlines after this.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
Area Congressman Tom Rooney says he's not going to run for re-election. Rooney represents the 17th District, which starts just south of Clark Road.
Plus, the family of a missing Manatee County girl has been found safe. Jalissa Shannon's grandfather told us she had been staying at her cousin's house when her mother reported her missing on Sunday night.
And a new farmers market starts this Thursday evening in the Rosemary District. It's run by the same group that operates the popular weekend market in downtown Sarasota.
And coming up in our next half hour, what to do if your home is flooded, who is most likely to get impacted here on the Suncoast, and much more information.
Yeah, there were some flood workshops a year ago that I covered. I was amazed at the turnout. People are very concerned about their insurance, the flood zones. So
that's a big one.
Yep, some meetings on the way in the Suncoast coming up soon, so we'll have details of that and much more next hour right here